How's it going, Lisa? Bruce is up. I'll be Sixkilla and welcome back to the Zodiac Trial. Now, we are on to a new route, and I want to show you my choices again, in case you're playing along. I'm trying to try and be as systematic as possible. So we're going to go Ox again, and then we're going to go look at what Ox is referring to. And then I think we're going to go Bunny and Dog. I don't think we've done that yet. I don't know. We'll see in a sec. Oh, yep, we have. And, okay, I got it. I've been writing down notes on what routes to take and stuff, you know, as well. We're going to go Bunny and Dog. I'll go with Bunny and Dog. See, this is new. Hey, great to work with you some more. Whoopee. I guess that leaves me with Ox and Dragon. Oh no, I should have picked something sooner. What the hell's that supposed to mean? To speed things up, since time is now more of the essence, I say we should only reconvene at the cafeteria once every 2 rounds. Sound good? Sure thing, no one gives a shit about that in the first place. I don't... Ox, drop it, it's not worth arguing. Fine. So if it's fine with everyone, the situation works, right? All good? Let's do this. Yeah, let's start searching. We can totally do this. Now that's the spirit. Let's kick Brian's ass for thinking we can be fucked with. Yeah, whatever, let's just get searching. We don't have time for this shit. And just like that, our 4 groups of 3 split up. So, where do you want to look? Any ideas? No preferences here. None here either. Well, it worked out when we checked the 3rd floor last time, so why don't we try that again? I'm down to look around the 3rd floor. Same here. Alright, I guess we're decided then. We were decided then. The 3 of us walked up to the 3rd floor. Then we walked around the area for a while and tried to find a place that looked like it might house any items. We came across what appeared to be a commons for students to relax. This is the type of place Brian liked to hide items, and sure enough, it didn't take long until Bunny chimed in. Hey, I found something. He was standing next to a vending machine. Dog and I ran over to him. What is it? There, look down in the drop-down area of this vending machine. The hell is all that about? Cards, die, darts, is that a whip? Seems like a fun time. There's definitely an item down there as well. Let's reach in and grab everything. Something tells me that if it's that easy, this guy would have already done it. Dog's right. Unfortunately, the drop-down area is blocked off. As an example, he tried to push his hand through the flap, only for the flap to remain firmly in place. What's going on? Look down there, there's a blocker. Again, Bunny pointed to the vending machine. I noticed an external metal rod pressed against the back of the machine and the flap. So that's keeping it open. Yeah, what a pain, am I right? So what do we do? I don't know. Maybe we could try shaking the machine. I think we need someone like Horse or Tiger for that. Wouldn't we be able to dislodge the blocker if we hit it from above? I mean, if we could hit the blocker, we would have done it already. I can see a way. Huh? Oh, I get it. We need to order something from the vending machine above the blocker. Bingo. Those cookies are right above it. If I order one, I'll be able to dislodge the blocker. Good thinking, Dog. So, does anyone have $1.50? Bunny fished around in his pockets. Sorry, I got nothing. I make it a practice not to keep cash on me. Attracts the wrong types. Well, $1.50. I've got nothing. So we just sunk? Brian wouldn't set this up for us to be unable to beat it. We don't have any change, there has to be cash around here. Let's search the commons. Look under the couch cushions, under sheets of paper, everywhere. I bet if we work hard and believe in ourselves we can find $1.50. Yeah. Woo. Energized, we started looking around for any dollar bills or quarters. It didn't take long for us to find our first lead. I found a quarter under this couch. Oh, I found one under this pencil sharpener. Keep looking. Before long we gathered 6 quarters. Great work, team. Now we can stick it to that stupid blocker. You think this is actually going to work? It was your idea. It'll work. I put the money in and ordered a cookie. The cookie fell down and knocked the blocker away. Score. All 3 of us went down and fished around the drop-down area. Yeah, but what if it didn't work? Is there more money around? Bunny picked up some of the game items. Dog got his hands on the cookie. I put out the whip and a tag attached to it. Well, what are you doing with that, Mouse? Examining it. The whip was out of place. If I had to guess, this is the item. Sure enough, on one side of the tag, the number 3195 was printed. This is an item. I turned around and began to read the rules aloud. Taming whip. Use this whip at any time on another untamed player. By doing so, you're challenging them in order to tame them. Once a challenge has begun, a round timer is stopped. A list of games will appear on the challenged player's tablet. They have the right to choose any game on the list for the challenge. The players will play the game with the Jade Emperor observing the play. Any player caught cheating will instantly be executed. Any participant that in any way interferes with the game will instantly be executed. If the challenger wins the game, they will have successfully tamed their target. In this case, the tamed player's tablet will no longer be active, and a new option will be added to the tamer's tablet, which allows them to access the functionality of the tamed player's tablet. With this, the tamer can now control the tamed player's actions. And if the tamer dies, any people they've tamed will too. On the other hand, if the challenge player wins, the tamer fails to properly tame their target and ends up dead. In other words, a failed taming attempt will result in the execution for the tamer. No one's going to try that then. It seems really powerful. Seems like it'd be real useful, doesn't it? If we use it properly as a group, we could... Dog interrupted Bunny by yanking the whip out of my hands. Hey! Dog looked over the whip's tag and then entered a number in a nearby room. What are you doing? In response to my question, an announcement played on the tablet. Attention! Dog is currently attempting to tame horse. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. Know that any participant that in any way interferes with the challenge will instantly be executed. As the announcement ended, Dog exited the room. Well, that was dumb, because now horse will just kick your ass in whatever the game is, and then you'll be executed. Dog? What are you doing? What does it look like I'm doing? It looks like you're making big moves against the group without approval. Yeah, well, that doesn't sound wrong, I guess. But I'd say I'm getting this game under control. I had a bad feeling about this. Something told me that by finding the whip I'd open Pandora's box. So what's going to happen now? Well, we're going to have to wait for people to get here. Whatever game Horse wants won't start until he gets here. And how long's that going to take? Shouldn't be too long. Maybe there'll be a fighting competition or a weightlifting competition. I think everyone... Because I mean, he's going to pick something that he's good at, right? I think everyone saw us heading up to the 3rd floor, and anyway, it's not their biggest skill. Let's just wait for them. Dog was right that it didn't take long for people to come. However, Horse wasn't the first to arrive. What the fuck is going on here? Dog, what was that announcement about? It certainly didn't sound like anything good. What was wrong with just looking for minor trinkets? It sounded like a good plan. It was fun, practical. Didn't involve weird tablet announcements. What a welcoming reception. I'd fill you in, but it's a pain to repeat myself 3 times. Just wait for the others to get here, then I'll talk. You'll talk now. Doubt it, although by saying that I guess I proved you right. Quit playing games. That's exactly what I'm going to do when Horse gets here. It's like you're asking to get beat up. I wouldn't recommend that. Or did you not hear the announcement? The fuck? Dog's referring to the clause about not interfering with the game. It's possible that physically assaulting Dog can impact his ability on the game, and thus you'd be breaking that rule. You think just because I'll be executed I won't kick the shit out of you? Not really, but I hope so. Draggy just stared Dog down. Before they could continue, however, Horse, Monkey, and Sheep walked in. Predictably, Horse looked very much not happy. Dog. Horse. The hell is this about? Just trying out the new toy I found. Here, read up. Instead of trying to explain it all, he just handed the whip over to the group. The new people gathered around and read the rules. Wait, if you lose, you'll die. Yep. Then why would you do something like this? I want to tame Horse. And why's that? Why not? Figure it might be useful to control your talent, check your personality, the like. And it gives us extra time to look around, so what's the harm? I'm supposed to just trust that by putting my life in your hands you'll use it for good? No? That's why you choose a game that you're good at, if you like. Of course, you're actually going to try and win this game? Dog will die if you do. He knew that when he challenged me. True. It's on him if he dies. Yep. Not really a big deal one way or the other. How is this not a huge deal? Pig, you gotta learn how to go with the flow. You ever consider Buddhist meditation? Really helps. Oh no you don't. Don't sell me on some hippie shit. I've already written 3 separate articles about how much pseudo-philosophy and hypocrisy surrounds that scene. Such anger. Ever considered Buddhist meditation? It really helps. You know, Dog, such extreme apathy is not a healthy mindset. I've been doing fine up until now. I doubt that. Yeah, me too, actually. But I also doubt that you really are that apathetic. Or, maybe you generally are. I don't know. But in my experience, apathetic people don't do things like this that they don't need to, even on a whim. Sounds like you've had some really boring apathetic clients. Anyways, enough beating around the bush. Horse, what are we playing? A list of games appeared on my tablet when the announcement played. I already looked over it. They were mostly childish, but of the options, I guess I'll play Cribbage. Cribbage? My father taught me how to play it when I was young. It's my favourite card game. Cribbage, huh? I'm familiar with it, not a bad choice. It was a deck of cards in the vending machine, so we're all set if we want to play. My parents used to play that, but I don't know how it works. How are we playing? Standard rules. Muggins are allowed first to 140. Sounds great. Let's get seated at this table. The two made their way over to a nearby table. Horse took the liberty of inspecting the deck of cards Dog had. This might be a bad time to ask, or maybe it's not the most important thing right now, but what's Cribbage? A card game. I gathered that, genius. I mean, how do you play it? Surprisingly enough, I actually know the rules. You do? This might sound far-fetched, but learning the rules actually became quite critical for one of the cases I was prosecuting. Seriously? That sounds interesting. You would think. Anyway, the point is I know the basics, so it's not interesting. Like pretty much every card game, there's a dozen variations, but here are the basics. Every round, each player draws 6 cards. Also, a separate community card is shown face up. They choose 2 cards to put in the crib and hold 4 to play. Then they take turns placing those cards down, approaching 31. Face cards will count as 10, aces count as 1s. If a player can't place another card down without bringing the total above 31, a new stack is formed. All the while, players can score points based on various things. A point if you can play a card to the opponent just played. Bonus points if you get 3 or 4 of a kind in a row. Points if you play cards in a sequence. Points if you play cards which bring the stack's total to 15. A point if you're the last person to play a card on the stack. Bonus points if you play a card that makes it directly 31. After the hand's played out, both players take their 4 card hands back and score them. They can use the 4 cards and community cards to look for things like pairs, sequences, or unique ways to add up to 15. In rare cases, there can be a flush with 4 cards of the same suit. If your opponent overlooks a point, you can call Muggins and take that point for yourself. After that, the crib is scored using the same rules. Every round, who the crib scored counts for changes, so the first round the points in it could go to horse, the next it would go to dog. And like they said, the first person to reach 140 wins. Wow, that seems pretty complicated. Most games do when you just explain them, but it's pretty simple when you start playing it. Basically, it comes down to 2 things. How you divide the 6 cards you draw between your hand and the crib, and how you play that 4 card hand. Experienced players never miss a good opportunity, so Muggins almost never comes into play. It's more about focusing on how to score points, and more importantly, how to deny your opponent from scoring points. Alright, thanks for the explanation, Ox. Now I feel like I can follow the game pretty well. Well, I can't. That didn't make any sense to me. While Ox is explaining this to me, Horse and Dog began to play. Horse sat in his chair stiffly with a determined look on his face. Dog, on the other hand, leaned back in his chair and had a slight smirk on his face. Still, in these early rounds, Horse took quite the lead. In just 2 rounds, he was up 12 points on Dog. Guess I didn't have to worry after all. Yep, this looks pretty bad. But this is to be expected. I'm still getting the groove of things. Gambling's all about feeling the flow. Sounds like the mantra of a worthless gambling junkie. And cribbage isn't gambling. Just then Tiger and Snake walked in. Hey, what's going on here? Game of cards, eh? That's certainly an interesting turn of events. We explained to them the events that happened before they got here. Oh my. So Dog's gone rogue, huh? Figures. Low energy guys like that always end up taking the easy way out. He's playing for his life at the moment. I'd hardly call this the easy way out. Actually, if used properly, this major trinket could be massively useful. If there was someone trustworthy enough, everyone could agree to lose to them, and the trustworthy pillar find out who has the special personality. You don't really think people would be eager to willingly trust their life to someone else, do you? Also, there's no guarantee that a traitor wouldn't pretend to throw the game and instead win, killing the trustworthy player. Valid concerns? Hey, where's Rooster? He's pretty uninterested in this challenge business. He said that if the round was going to be paused, he'd use that time searching for more trinkets. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I walked over to Horse and Dog. Both of you, hold on. What is it? I bet you guys take super long turns. Then while the timer is paused, the rest of us can find all the minor trinkets. As I proposed the idea, a familiar voice spoke from our tablets. Not so fast. I'm watching these games, and if I even suspect that the players are intentionally slowing things down, I'll execute both of them. What? No fair. Don't try to abuse my items. They should fill their intended purpose. Damn. Nice idea though, Mouse. Yeah, well, thanks. At any rate, I should take advantage of this, right? Ooh, I get to save. What are we going to do first? Let's go look for trinkets. Okay, well, have a good game, you two. As for me, I'm going to spend this time searching for minor trinkets. Good idea there, Mouse. Make the most of the time you have. Do whatever you want. Right now, all that matters is this game. That's the spirit, Horse. Keep up the good fight. Keep fighting that good fight. With that, I went down to the second floor and started looking through the classrooms. It was slower to search for items by myself than it was with a group, but that wouldn't discourage me. This is just free time on the clock to find trinkets. Why weren't more people taking advantage of this? A few minutes later, I heard another announcement on my tablet. Attention! Dog is currently attempting to tame tiger. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. Know that any participant... Does that mean he's already beaten horse? In any way interferes with the challenge will be instantly executed. Damn, dog. Tiger too? I guess it answered who won the cribbage game. We also had a real good lead there. What happened? Dogger must have got a lucky batch of cards. Why was he also challenging Tiger, though? Well, he probably had a good reason. Because they're the two strongest people in the entire place. What's he going to do, Dragon next? I was determined to make good use of the time he was giving me. I kept searching through classrooms. And another announcement played. Attention, dog is currently attempting to tame dragon. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. Yeah. Dragon too? That means you'll have all the strongest people in the group. And then he can just murder everyone. Between the four of them, I mean, he wouldn't have to do any of the murdering. He just let them do it. Damn, dog was really on a rampage. Surely he had to be worried about risking his life this many times in a row, isn't he? Or was he so desperate to put people under his control? Or perhaps the group had decided to throw games to him. When you look at it in a certain light, the whip is the greatest investigative tool there is, so long as we trust Dog. But nobody trusts Dog, because he's as dodgy as they come. I'd learn the story later, but now I need to search for trinkets. I looked around a bit longer for any hidden trinkets. However, oh, here we go, we're dead. As I was going through the classroom, a familiar face walked in. Horse? What are you doing here, and what's on your face? Instead of answering me, he just approached me. He had a grim look on his face. What are you... Before I could even finish my question, he grabbed my throat with one hand. I tried to get him off me, but he was so many times stronger than me. I was utterly powerless. I kicked and kicked, I scratched and clawed, but eventually my oxygen ran out and I passed out. I wasn't choked to death then. However, I'd be killed before I woke up. I died without having the slightest clue what had gone on. But I did die peacefully in my sleep, so I guess that's worth something. Queen of Clubs. The Zodiac race is a war of information. While resource gathering is important, isolating yourself from the group means you have no influence on events. In this case, while Mouse's idea wasn't bad, she chose to pursue it over monitoring a potentially dangerous situation. As the situation grew deathly dangerous, well, yeah, he was recruiting all the scariest people to murder everybody. Stay and watch the game. While looking for trinkets made sense, I felt uneasy about leaving the situation. Well, I do now, after seeing what happens. Right now, Dog was casually using a major trinket which could lead to his death. Something wasn't right here. I had a feeling that whip could be central to this whole race. Ignoring it to find minor trinkets seemed like a short-sighted plan in the long run. So instead, I took a few steps back and watched the game progress. Ox's explanation helped me follow the general gist of how things were going. Slowly but surely, Dog regained ground in the struggle. It wasn't any major round, but as the game played out, he started to take the lead. A good few steps away from the action, Ox spoke to me in a hushed tone. Fascinating. What, the game? It's interesting enough to watch, I suppose. No, not that. It's something I've noticed about how the game's been played. If you notice, every single round, Dog puts his cards in the crib after Horse does. I mean consistently. And this is despite the fact that usually Dog is making his plays faster than Horse. Okay, and? It just has me thinking why he's doing that. You have a theory? The longer the game goes on, the more Dog has been winning. I didn't think it's possible, but he might be slowly marking the deck. What? It would explain why he's waiting for Horse to decide which cards are going in the crib to make his own move. Typically, card marking is a process that happens on the deck beforehand. Subtle tint work or juice dust to tell the cheaters exactly which cards are where, and it's practically imperceivable. But I think Dog might be doing his own practical card marking by subtly scratching and bending the cards in specific places. But isn't that crazy difficult to remember all those handmade tells? Hard, sure, but far from impossible. Hold on a minute, that'd be cheating, right? Should he be executed right now? Remember, the rules specifically said that you'd be executed if you were caught cheating. He hasn't been caught. So should we say something to Horse? I'm not sure we can. Huh? The rules also forbid non-players from interfering with the game. It's possible something like this could be considered an exception. That's a good point. But it's also possible that the only people who can call out cheating are the players themselves. For now, let's just watch things play out. Okay. I felt uneasy letting Dog cheat like that, but I really didn't have a rebuttal to what Ox said. I guess I just have to let this happen. The game continued and Dog continued to gather more and more of a lead. Now that's peculiar. What's peculiar? Dog has drawn far more 5s than horse has, and that matters because it's in cribbage, 10s are by far the most common digit, since all face cards count as 10s. And you can easily get points by making 15, so 5s are often super useful cards to put in your hand or your crib. You're taking turns shuffling the deck. I wonder if Dog somehow forced certain cards during his shuffles. If that's the case, he's got to be an experienced card shark. Geez, no wonder horse is losing. This is brutal. Nothing changed in the game's final moments. After an uneventful round where neither side did much better than the other, Dog passed the 140 point line. Heh, looks like I got lucky. Shit, I'm sorry Dad, I let you down. No, it's not that dramatic. Sometimes the cards just fall in unexpected ways. Or extremely expected ways. Still, that was pretty impressive play, Dog. I have to ask, are you a card shark of some sort? Card shark? That's definitely an overstatement. But I do play cards with Chief of Police Bowen and his friends every now and then. So maybe I picked up something from that. So what happens now? Dog can control horse? I should be able to, yeah. In fact, I want to check out how this works right now. As he said this, Doc walked into a nearby classroom and shut the door. Who does he think he is? Just strolling around and doing whatever the hell he wants. It is indeed a cause for concern. Let us hope his intentions are noble. Of course they're not. Just as Monkey said that, our tablets had an announcement. Attention, Dog is currently attempting to tame Tiger. During this challenge, the round's timer has been... Yeah, we've been over this. What? He's challenging another person? What's this? There's a list of games on my tablet. It's starting to become a bit of a concern. Dog exited the room, clearly trying to hide a grin. He clearly seemed to be enjoying our frustration quite a bit. Dog? What's up? What are you doing? Trying to tame everyone, that's what. By the by, Horse is clear of being a traitor. He's just determined. Did you choose me because you suspect me? Partly, yeah. How can you suspect me? I've been for the team this whole time. That's why I suspect you. I just don't buy that someone could be that positive. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Point proven. Anyway, choose a game to play. Oh, right. Oh, definitely not a card game. Can't do that. Let's see here. Tiger looked over the list. Darts are kind of like small javelins, aren't they? Not really. Darts seem fun. I want to go with darts. Okie dokie. Let's get things set up. Dog walked over and picked up some of the darts. Then he started to set up a dartboard. You can't really cheat at darts. Except, stepping over the line, which is obvious. What do you think Dog's plan is? I really can't tell. It's hard to read him. For now, let's just see how things play out. Is that the right move? Maybe? Dog was finished setting up. So how are we playing this? Why are you asking me? I don't know the rules of darts. You what? Dog started laughing uncontrollably to himself while Tiger shrugged. Never got around to learning. Then, why did you choose to play it? Seemed fun. It is fun. Tiger, your life could be on the line. Pig, I always play like my life's on the line. But this time, in a very literal sense, it's true. Hell yeah, it is. Don't worry, Tiger, I'm sure you'll be great at this. What a train wreck. How amusing. Since you're a novice, we'll make it a short and simple game. Basically, we'll each throw 3 darts. Each dart will score points equal to the section it's in. Landing this outer ring will double whatever that section's worth. Landing in the middle ring will triple what it's worth. Landing in the center circle's worth 25 points and the inner circle's worth 50 points. Simple as that. Alright, I think I got the gist of it. Could I have a couple of practice throws before we start? I don't see why not. Cool. Then Tiger began to throw some practice darts. Despite them decidedly not being like tiny javelins, Tiger picked up on throwing them surprisingly quick. Throwing them like one might pitch a baseball was certainly a questionable method, but it seemed to work out for her. I began to think Tiger might actually have a shot at this, which... was that good? Bad? It seemed bad. I didn't want Dog to die. However, he was doing pretty reckless things without bothering to explain himself. He's too much of a liability to have around. It was making all of us very uneasy. He's clearly expected people to fight back, and he didn't seem overly bothered by it. Why? He was just acting too strange for me to get a good grasp on the situation. So when Dog and Tiger eventually began their contest in earnest, I really couldn't cheer for either side. Alright, let's go. May the best darter win. Sure thing. And like that, Tiger began her turn. She closed her eyes. She breathed heavily, and then in an instant her arm shot out and a dart slammed into the dartboard. It's fairly close to the center of the board, but not centered enough. It ended up sailing into the 19-point section. 19 points. Not necessarily a bad skill, but not a great one either. Not when you can get 60 in a single dart. Ugh. Man, my bad there. Lousy start. It's fine, it's cool. I'll do better next time. No need to start freaking out. I got this. After talking to seemingly no one, Tiger immediately threw out another dart without warning. An odd technique, but one that worked out. Tiger scored a bull, though not a bullseye. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Just a bit more on center. I'm going to let the inner me handle this one. Let's go. Tiger stared daggers at the dartboard like it was her worst enemy. Then she threw her dart with incredible amount of force. It soared straight ahead and hit the dartboard in its dead center. Bullseye. Yes. Not bad at all. So if we add up your darts, you got a score of 50 plus 25 plus 19. That's 94. 94, damn, for a beginner, that's pretty exceptional. Think you can top that? I don't know. This might be the end for me. Dog said this, but his casual tone indicated he wasn't particularly worried for his life. He was a bartender, wasn't he? Plenty of bars had dartboards. Yeah, all of them, don't they? Ever since he had heard darts were the competition, he seemed even more relaxed than usual. I knew that, even with Tiger's impressive performance, it wouldn't be enough. Okay, guess it's my turn. See if I've still got it. Dog lined up the dart and the dartboard. With little more than a push of his wrist, he sent the dart lightly sailing to the dartboard. It landed in the 20 section, just a bit over the middle ring. A little high there, my bad. He tried again, and this time the dart landed slightly below the middle ring in the 20 section. And the next one will hit the triple 20, so then he'll get a score of 100. I'm in a bit of a real spot of trouble here. I need to score, what, 54 this turn to tie? Hope I can do it. My life depends on it. Oh no. Oh no. In a sing-songy voice, Dog lamented his position before sending his third dart right into the middle ring of the 20 section. 20 times 3 is 60. Dog's score total to 100. He was the winner. He extended his hand out to Tiger. You belong to me now. Good game, you really got skill for a beginner. Thanks, guess I should have been a bit smarter with my choice of challenge, huh? I think this game was very on-brand for you. I'm glad you chose it. Of course you're glad she chose it. It'll let you win easily. Yeah, well. Yeah. So what now, Dog? Right, what's the next step, huh? I guess I'll start with Tiger and Horse confiscating all your tablets. What? In an instant, whatever fab of friendliness we had shattered. My root of looming dread had appeared. Dog, what are you talking about? Why would they do that? They do it because I'm going to order them to, and if they disobey, they'll almost certainly die. But why are you asking this of us? Guess there's no point in being coy. I have the victorious personality. Huh? You fucking serious? I make a lot of bad jokes, Draken, but even I know there's a time and a place. It's really a pain, having this special role and all. And I get it, you're all obviously going to have a problem with myself living while you all die. That's fair, I'd want me to die too. Hell, I'd normally be up for it, but I guess I have some duty to see things through. Duty? What are you talking about? A duty to kill 11 other people? A duty to put an end to the ghosts of years ago, and I won't be killing 11 people, only 9. If you remember, I can win with 2 other people. Horse, Tiger, you simply have to do as I tell you and you'll both be able to survive. Seriously? You're making us your puppets? Puppet is such a harsh term. How about comrades? This is fucking bullshit. You think we'll take this sitting down? I'd like that, but I doubt it. Which is why I got the 2 strongest fighters here on my side. They'll take care of you lot, and then the 3 of us will be done. Simple, right? But they're not going to go along with this, right? Right? I dislike you, Dog. Your attitude, past, entire being, but I understand. There are some times in life when you must be selfish. This is one of those times. Horse! If there was a more peaceful way, I would find it. That's the spirit. And Tiger? You saying I can survive if I turn my back on my friends? I'm saying you'll definitely die if you don't. Also, friend is pretty strong considering you met these people earlier today. I've got over 100 things that I've left to do. They'd all be worthless if I was the type to let others die to save my skin. Then Tiger, are you saying, even if I die, I'd never betray the group? Ugh. You know, I can't stand your type. Positive to a fault. That's why you should have grabbed Dragon. Horse and Dragon. You're the type to talk about what a great day it is before people have had their coffee, aren't you? I should have figured we wouldn't be compatible. Bad choice on my part. Alright, let's try this again. Without warning, Dog jumped into a nearby classroom and slammed the door. Now he's going to grab Dragon. Hey, get back here. Tiger ran over to the door, but before she could open the door, an announcement played on her tablets. Yes, you're gonna tame Dragon. Dragon's face flushed. Everyone's face flushed. Another stupid game would be played, but this time it was everyone's life on the line. Dog casually walked out of the room. Dragon, I bet you'll be a lot more cooperative. Like hell I'd work for you. Yeah, we'll talk again when you're properly tamed. Don't think you're gonna just get what you want. I'm gonna beat you to a pulp. You won't be able to lift a card. Careful, that could be considered interfering. If you do something that'd help Dragon win, you'll be executed. I already said I'm willing to put my life on the line. I'd happily die to show you your place. Then this is a real problem. You want to punch me and I don't want to be punched. Horse, mind stepping in? What? If I die, you die too. So it's in your best interest that Tiger doesn't hurt me too much. Horse thought about it for a second, then he moved in forwards and started to restrain Tiger. Hey, what the hell? Get your arms off me. Nothing personal. Don't resist. Yeah, but nothing personal, but Horse is kind of a psycho. So many times now he's just devolved into a mask-wearing psychopath. Like hell I won't resist. The two began to struggle, but it was clear neither would be punching Dog anytime soon. So the room's attention shifted back to Dog and Dragon. Dragon looked down the list of games she should choose. Ox looked over her shoulder. Think carefully, Dragon. You'll have a chance to turn the tables here. If you beat Dog, you can simply wipe out the biggest threat to our coexistence. But you know, you don't really need to stress about it. You're kind of in a win-win situation right now. If you win, congratulations, you defeated the big bad guy. But even if you lose, you get a ticket to ride an easy train to survival. I already said I'm not working with you. And I already said we'll talk later. Now pick a game. Fine, we're playing concentration. Oh? I'll tell you now, whatever you think about me, you're wrong. I get that I don't look like I'm the smartest, and that's because I'm not. I won't lie about that. But my memory is killer. You think you can just challenge anyone to anything and it'll be cool? You got another thing coming. My, you're certainly confident. So what are the specific rules? We'll spread out 50 cards randomly on a 5x10 grid. We'll take out a pair, I'll flip them all face up. We'll have 20 seconds to look, and you flip them back face down. Look, if he can memorize the cards after marking them, then his memory is killer too. Pairs are going to be cards of the same value and colour, so a 3 of hearts and a 3 of diamonds would be a pair. On a person's turn, they can flip over 2 cards. If they're a pair, they pick up a pair, put it in their stack, then can try again. This continues until they flip over 2 cards that aren't a pair, or all the cards are gone. When all the cards are gone, the person with the most cards in their stack wins. Oh, and I get to flip first. The rules were simple, but far from fair. If Dragon really had a good memory as she claimed, the first was going to be a humongous advantage. It was possible she could sweep the whole thing in one go. I expected Dog to argue back and try to agree on fairer rules. However, sounds fine to me. Really? Of course. Why are you surprised by that? No, not at all. Smooth. Shut up. I'll take out the ace of spades and clubs and shuffle the cards. Dog did just what he said, and the two gathered around a table. Just as simple as that, this life and death game was beginning. Meanwhile, Horse and Tiger were still struggling in the side of the room. The rest of us had just been watching all of this unfold. What else could we do? You should stab Horse while he's trying to restrain Tiger. Dog's placed a stack of cards on the table, and Dragon began to place the cards face up in a grid she described. After the last card was placed, she began to count to 20 aloud. 3, 4, 5... When she reached 20, Dog leaned forwards and started frantically flipping cards over. Unlike Dragon's cool and methodical approach, Dog used both hands to reach all over the grid and quickly flip them over in a random, rapid order. The technique seemed to annoy Dragon, but she didn't see anything. Finally, all the cards were face down again. And here we are. Here we are. I wish you good luck and all, but you know how it is. I understand, I wasn't relying on luck anyway. A confident smirk came across Dragon's face. She knew what she was doing. She started by flipping the card in the top left position. 8 of spades. Then she counted 4 rows down and 3 columns over. She flipped over the 8 of diamonds. She picked up both cards and put them in a stack right next to her. Then she flipped over a card which was to the right of the top left card and found its match in a similar method. The pattern repeated itself over and over again. Dragon wasn't just winning this game, she was crushing it. I had my doubts, but she wasn't bluffing. Dog also looked surprised, impressed at Dragon's skills, but on the inside he must be regretting things. He was so confident when he challenged her, but he was getting his ass handed to him. This is the weakness of letting the opponent choose the game. They could choose what they were strongest at. I was feeling confident in Dragon's victory until the 11th pair where she failed to get a matching pair. Instantly her face turned to confusion. What? Oh, that's gotta hurt. Good run though. No, this can't be right. That card wasn't supposed to be here. Must have got it mixed up in your head. No way. Hey, it happens to the best of them. Quit worrying so much, you've got a real lead on me. I'd have to be a miracle worker to make a comeback from here. And now he's going to crush her. Despite his words, the creeping smirk on his face made me instantly realise the dragon was about to lose. In a whirlwind, Dog flipped over pair after pair, mowing through the board. Midway through his rampage, Dragon's eyes perked up again. That card too wasn't supposed to be there. Don't know what you're talking about. A little busy winning. Pair removed, pair removed, pair removed. Dog ended up sweeping the entire rest of the board. Apparently Dragon wasn't the only one with an impressive memory. In the end, Dragon had 20 cards in his stack, but Dog had 30. Dang, that was a close one. Good game. Fuck that. There's no way. It's bullshit. It looked like Dragon was on the verge of tears. She walked over to the wall and kicked it hard. How strange, Dragon was so confident going into it. To make such a simple mistake, well, strikes me as odd. Simple mistake? You think memorizing a 5x10 grid of cards is easy? No, of course not. I don't mean to offend. It's an incredibly difficult feat, and judging by how well Dragon did, it's clear that she can accomplish that feat, which is why I think it's odd that despite clearly capable of the task, she had a few cards switched around in her memory. I could be wrong about this, but, Dog, did you cheat? Oh? I'm offended, Sheep. Why would you make such a hurtful accusation? Sorry, it's just the way you flipped over the cards reminded me of my older sisters when we played concentration. When we played, I would always get mixed up, and I later learned that they'd flip the cards back up real rapidly. They'd use the speed and confusion to switch the places of one or two of the cards. If Dragon was really sure where the cards were, could that have happened here? Seriously? Dog, you scum, is she right on this? Of course not. Frankly, the fact that you'd slander me is so offensive. Sorry, I didn't mean... Don't back down like that. Just because he said he didn't mean he actually didn't. Why would he admit it? Well, then I suppose you have some sort of morsel of evidence to support your claim. You wouldn't just libelously say things without proof, would you? No, then I suppose the game's valid. Fuck. Don't despair, Dragon. You're on the winning side. I've got an eye for these things, and I know that the three of us can take down everyone else. It would be a cleaner stomp if Tiger decided to join us, but that can't be helped. Horse can almost certainly defeat Tiger, and you can defeat pretty much anyone else. Well, it'd be a different story if there were weapons or elements of surprise, but in a straight-up brawl, well, you're the Slugger Queen, right? So you're gonna let your whole crew down by save a cop, some lawyers, and a bunch of high-class nobodies? Or are you gonna make that smart decision? Sorry, everyone. But I'm not a good enough person to refuse his offer. Dragon, no. Even if I didn't agree, there's a good chance that he would have succeeded anyway. This is just jumping off a sinking ship. There's no shame in your decision. We must all do what we may have to. Sure, there's shame. Lots of shame. Shame on you and your friends and your family as long as you live. Calm down. Panic gains us nothing. I'm not panicking, I'm convincing. Poorly. Will this really simply devolve into a gang fight? We can take them. No, we can't. Yes, we can. Now then, let's get started. Honey was right. This wasn't a fair fight. I felt good about it. Tiger was our biggest asset, but she was likely outmatched by Horse. As for the rest of us, we had the numbers advantage, but none of us could likely beat Dragon, save maybe Bunny. It wasn't totally hopeless, but I didn't like our chances. But what about the taming whip? If we could use that, people like Horse and Dragon could still be saved. I remember the numbers for it, 3195. Damn, I should have thought about things better. I was too far from any separate rooms. Bunny, however, was right next to a classroom. Okay, we're going to save and we're going to stop here because we are so super duper out of time right now. It is unreal. We'll come back to this run in the next one. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting out to me, and I'll see you in the next episode.